Hey, second graders. So, what did you guess? Do you think that Roz is going to forget all about Bright Bill, or do you think that she's going to remember? The suspense is killing me. Okay, let's see. Roz turned her head back around and saw that Bright Bill's face was once again scrunched with worry. She knelt beside him and said, "Of course, you do not have to shut me down. I'm sorry if I scared you. Are you okay?" "I'm okay," Bright Bill sniffled and wiped his eyes. And then he heard splashing. Otters were playing in the ocean. He had never seen otters before. He stared as they swam and dove and sloshed around with one another. They seemed to be having a ridiculous amount of fun. Suddenly, the gosling was smiling again. "Hello, my name is Bright Bill," he shouted over the waves. "And this is my mama. Her name is Roz." The last time those otters had seen Roz, they had thought she was some kind of monster. And since they had heard that she was remarkably friendly and that she even adopted an orphan gosling, the otters smiled at Roz and Bright Bill, and then they swam straight over and splashed onto a rock. "Hello there," said the biggest otter. "Nice to meet you both. Actually, Roz, we've met once before, but you might not remember me. My name is Shelley." "I do remember you," said the robot, "but I am glad to learn your name, Shelley." "You know each other," said the gosling. "These otters are the first animals I ever met," said Roz. "They were also the first animals who ever ran away from me." "Yeah, sorry about that," said Shelley as the other otters sniffed the robot's legs. "You know, Bright Bill, when we first saw your mom, she was packed in a box, surrounded by soft, squishy stuff." Bright Bill's brow furrowed. "You wouldn't have believed how small she was, all folded up in there." Bright Bill's nose sniffled. "We thought she was dead, but when we reached into the box, she came to life and climbed out looking like a sparkling monster." Bright Bill's eyes welled up with tears, and then he felt his mother scoop him up into her arms. "Are you okay?" she whispered in his ear. "I think I've learned enough about robots for today," he whispered back. "I'm sorry, otters," said Roz, "but we really must be going." "I hope I didn't upset you, little guy," said Shelley. "I thought he'd like to hear how we first met." "Bright Bill will be fine," said Roz, using a friendly voice. "But we have had a very busy day, and we should go home. It was nice to see you again. Goodbye." Roz turned with her long strides and carried her son away from the gravesite over to the base of the sea cliffs. "Would you like to sit on my shoulder as I climb?" said the robot. "I feel like flying," said the gosling. "I'll meet you at the top." Bright Bill flapped his wings and disappeared into the sky. Roz began scaling a wall. Up she went, expertly negotiating rock columns and ledges until she hoisted herself onto the cliff top. There, two young bears were waiting. Oh my gosh, remember what happened last time when she met the bears? Boys and girls, there is a part in this book when Roz's button gets turned off. I just don't really remember when it is. I thought it was that time. I guess we'll just have to wait some more to see what happens. The fight. Not a good name for a chapter. I hope this is okay. "Hello, bears. My name is Roz." "Oh, we know who you are," said the sister bear. Her voice dripped with sarcasm. "We're very happy to see you again." "Yeah, we're very happy to see you again," echoed the brother bear. "Why do you always repeat what I say," said sister bear to her brother. "It's so annoying." I'm just backing you up. Let me do the talking." "Fine. You don't have to be so mean about it." The bickering bears were interrupted by the robot's friendliest voice. "With whom do I have the pleasure of speaking?" "How rude of us," said Sister Bear. "My name is Nettle, and this is my little brother Thorn." "I'm not little," snapped Thorn under his breath. "It is lovely to meet you both," said Roz, "but I am afraid we really must be going." "And I'm afraid we can't let you do that." Nettle stepped into Roz's path. My brother and we don't like monsters. I'm not a monster. I am a robot. Whatever you are, we don't like you, said Thorn. We hear you've become very comfortable on our island, said Nettle. And now we're going to make you very uncomfortable. Yeah, we're going to make you very uncomfortable. Stop repeating me, Thorn. Poor Roz was in serious trouble. The bears were closing in on her, and she couldn't run. She couldn't hide, and she couldn't fight. The robot didn't know what to do. But before she could do anything, there was a loud squawk and a streak of feathers. Stay away from my mama! Brightbill swooped down and skidded to a stop between the robot and the bears. So the rumors are true, Nettle laughed. There really is a runty gosling who thinks a robot is his mother. How could anyone be so stupid? Do yourself a favor, Gosling. Fly away before you get hurt. She's right, Brightbill, said Roz. Please, let me handle this. But the gosling stood his ground. He spread his wings and hopped around, ready to defend his mother. The bears roared with laughter. Then, with a flick of a paw, Nettle sent Brightbill tumbling to the ground over and over until he flopped onto his back and stared at the sky, stunned. This is our island, snarled Nettle. And it's time for you to go, growled Thorn. Roz made herself as big as possible. She banged her chest and roared wild, angry sounds, but the bears were not intimidated. They roared right back, and then they attacked. Nettle pulled Roz into a fierce bear hug while Thorn clawed at her legs. The robot tried to shake free, but the bears would not let go. Not this time. The cloud of dust bloomed around the trio as they thrashed closer to the edge of the cliff. All of a sudden, something burst from the trees and into the open cliff top. Mother Bear. She was gigantic, like a mountain of golden fur, and she was furious. It seemed this would be the end for our robot. But Mother Bear wasn't there to join in the fight. She was there to break it up. Nettle, Thorn, get over here this instant. The young bears should have listened to their mother. Instead, they pretended not to hear her. Nettle slashed at Roz's body, and Thorn began wrestling with her foot. He grabbed the foot with both paws and forced it up from the ground, and then, with every ounce of his strength, he twisted the foot around. Reader, the following events happened very quickly. First, there was a strange thwip sound as the robot's right foot popped off her leg and sailed through the air. Then everyone toppled over. Nettle and Roz fell sideways along the edge, and Thorn fell backward and tumbled right off the cliff. Do you know what the most terrible sound in the world is? It's the howl of a mother bear as she watches her cub tumble off a cliff. Mother Bear howled so startling that it snapped Brightbill right out of his stupor. Her howl was so powerful that it shook Roz's entire body. Her howl was so loud that animals heard it clear across the island. But there was no reply from Thorn. Mother Bear's howl slowly faded. She wilted to the ground. Roz watched as her detached foot sailed over the edge and plummeted down to the shore below. It fell past circling seagulls, smashed off a rock, and disappeared into the waves. And that's when the robot noticed something furry dangling from the cliffside. Thorn! His full weight hung from a tree that was rooted into a rock wall. He gripped the tree tightly with his jaws, looked up at Roz with wide, frightened eyes. There he is, hanging from the tree. What do you think Roz is going to do? Probably save him. I see Thorn, shouted Roz. Grab my legs, quickly. Mother Bear and Nettle scrambled to their feet. Each bear took a leg in their mouth. Together they slowly lowered Roz headfirst down the cliff. Thorn whimpered, through clenched teeth as he watched the robot approach. Then he felt her strong arms wrap around him and heard her booming voice holler, "Pull me up!" Thorn let go of the branch and cried, "Please don't drop me, Roz. Please don't drop me." "Don't worry," said the robot. "I will not drop you." The next few minutes seemed to drag on and on. Mother Bear and Nettle kept pulling at Roz's legs, and more of the robot slowly came into view until a furry golden head finally appeared. Thorn leaped into the embrace of his family. Chapter 47, The Parade. All right, I'm going to go a little over to finish this chapter, okay? "Does it hurt?" Brightbill touched the smooth surface where his mother's foot used to be. "No, it does not hurt," said Roz, "but it will be difficult for me to walk." The bears huddled behind the gosling and stared at the robot's stump of a leg. Nobody understood how a foot would pop off like that, or how Roz could remain calm. "Roz, I'm sorry for my cubs attacking you," said Mother Bear. "Sometimes they're completely out of control." "It's okay. I know how they are at this age. I can't thank you enough for saving Thorn. I promise my cubs will never bother you again. Isn't that right?" "Yes, Mother," said Nettle and Thorn together. The robot tried to walk. She bobbed up and down on her uneven legs, which worked well enough on a flat surface of the cliff top. But once she entered the forest, her problem became clear. A smooth stump had no grip, and it slipped around the forest floor. So Roz tried hopping on her good foot. She took a few crunching hops and then clanged to a tree trunk. A few more hops, and then she crashed into the undergrowth. "I'm really sorry I broke your foot off," said Thorn as he helped the robot up from the weeds. "I forgive you," said Roz. Whether she was capable of true forgiveness is anybody's guess. But they were nice words, and Thorn felt better when he heard them. It looks like I will have to crawl home," said Roz. "Nonsense," said Mother Bear. "I have a better idea." Mother Bear laid flat on the ground while her cubs boosted Roz onto her back. Then Brightbill fluttered onto the bear's broad shoulders. When they were both safely aboard, a group set off through the forest. The robot was heavy, but she was no trouble for the giant animal. Mother Bear strolled along as if it was perfectly normal for a robot to be riding on her back. It made quite a grand procession. All walking together like that, and the procession became even grander as deer and raccoons and birds and all kinds of other animals joined in. Everyone wanted to see the mother robot riding a mother bear. The group wound its way past ancient trees and rolling meadows, through babbling streams, collecting more and more curious animals as they went. It was the grandest parade of wildlife anyone had ever seen. And leading the way was our robot, Roz. But the parade couldn't last forever. The sun went down and other animals began drifting away one by one, and when the parade finally arrived at the nest, only the original members remained. "Here we are," said Mother Bear, helping Roz down into the garden. Now, wasn't that better than crawling all the way home? "Oh yes, it was wonderful," said the robot. "I cannot imagine a better ending to this day. Thank you very much." "Yes, that was amazing," squeaked the gosling. "My friends won't believe it when I tell them I rode across the island on the back of a bear." "I'm glad you enjoyed yourselves," Mother Bear smiled. "It's the least I could do after all the trouble these two caused." Her smile became a frown, and she glared at her cubs, who suddenly took great interest in the pebble on the ground. It was late, and it had been a long, difficult day for everyone, so the bears said goodbye and headed back to their cave. Brightbill and Roz stood in the garden and watched as their new friends lumbered away. And then the gosling said, "Mama, do you think you'll ever walk again?" "I'm not sure," said the robot, "but I know who to ask for help. Now get ready for bed." Okay, boys and girls, that takes us all the way up to chapter 48, and we are making some progress in this book. I think we're going to finish. All right, thank you guys so much for listening, and I can't wait to see your responses on Flipgrid, and I will see you all soon. Bye.